What a crazy day of Test cricket that we saw at Bristol for the one-off Test match between England versus India. England declaring at 396, and all eyes were on the Indian openers. How were they going to approach this run chase? With the likes of Smriti Mandhana and Shafali Verma at the crease, they were able to actually post their highest opening run partnership of 167 runs. Then the hoodoo of women's Test cricket struck. The last session, the last hour, so much action happens that I couldn't even keep up with it. So much to dissect here at Cricbuzz for day 2 of the wrap-up of this one-off test. England resumed at 296 for 6, and the question mark was, were India going to pick up the wickets quickly, or were England going to declare? They were able to pick up Catherine Brunt within the second over, but that only brought Sophie Ecclestone out. And from there, through Ecclestone and Anya Shrubsole, England were able to post runs quickly. The real talking point, though, is Sophia Dunkley. What a star. No doubt we're going to see plenty more of her in the England colours. England declaring at 396, and India may be missing an opportunity to really stem the flow of runs. It was almost like they were waiting for England to declare. And Anya Shrubsole, she certainly took advantage of that, striking it at, can you believe it, 142 in a test match. Soon after lunch, her wicket fell, and then it was India's turn to come and bat. Everyone wanted to know how Shafali Verma was going to tackle Test cricket. She hadn't even played one-day internationals, had only seen her in T20 internationals where she strikes the ball and has an aggressive approach. Anya Shrubsole, Catherine Brunt, they took the new ball and they bowled well. They bowled a lot fuller than probably the Indian seamers with the new ball. But Smriti Mandhana and Shafali Verma were able to survive, and probably after about 6 or 7 overs, we saw the Shafali Verma that we know and love, where she clears the front leg and she just tries to bomb it. Albeit sometimes her defence was a little bit questionable, and it certainly made Catherine Brunt question her ability out there in the middle by showing all 3 stumps. But she had a way of surviving. And between the likes of Smriti Mandhana, who's more of your classical batter, and Shafali Verma, they were able to post that 167 runs. What Shafali Verma was able to do in her first test match is just amazing. And if people want to watch exciting cricket, Shafali Verma certainly goes hand in hand with that, regardless of the format. Just look at what Super Shafali was able to achieve. We've got to remember that she's only 17 years of age, but she was able to really take England's attack on. She was quite happy to play the shots, albeit sometimes it ballooned and tantalised England's fielders by falling in the gaps. But she was able to keep the scoreboard ticking, and because of her play, both Smriti Mandhana and herself were able to keep the scoreboard going in the right direction. England were a little bit sloppy in the field. There was 3 chances with Smriti Mandhana, and albeit maybe 2 of them were quite tough. But at this level, you need to take those early chances. And because of that, India were able to post that 167 opening run stance. Even straight after tea, they were able to accelerate really well, where they were scoring at 7 runs per over. But the introduction of Heather Knight, and albeit I think she probably kept herself off and didn't bowl herself as soon as she probably could have, she changed the game. The first 2 overs, I believe, went for maidens. Shafali Verma was getting close to her 100 mark as well, and she was eyeing off that triple figures, similar to what Heather Knight was trying to do. But poor selection shot by Shafali Verma, and unfortunately she departed for 96. And I could see on Twitter, so many people were egging her on. Everyone in India had stopped what they were doing to watch what she was about to achieve. Unfortunately, she didn't get to that triple figure mark, but no doubt we will see plenty more of her. As soon as Shafali went, Heather Knight came into her own. And then in tandem with Kate Cross and Nat Siver, they were able now to dry up the runs. Smriti Mandhana, she probably played a loose shot. Looking back, she would have gone, I wanted to take over what Shafali Verma was doing. And also when Poonam Raut came in, You could see the mindset had changed. Poonam Raut was facing Heather Knight and there was 2 loose deliveries down the leg side. She didn't sweep it. It was about just surviving for her, and because of that, I think she dug herself into a hole, but also put pressure on her batting partner up the other end. Once India lost Shafali Verma and then Smriti Mandana, you had 2 new batters in. Shikha Pandey came in as the night watchman and she went as well. All of a sudden, England lifted. Sophie Ecclestone, who hadn't been bowling well at all, she had been bowling too many full tosses, too short, and also maybe I think a little bit too quick for Test cricket. So all of a sudden found an inside edge onto the pad for Mithali Raj, and she was in business. The energy levels lifted and India lost, can you believe it? 5 wickets for just 16 runs. 5 for 16. And that was in a course of about 10 overs. So just like that, this is why we love Test cricket. Just like that, the game can change. India had put themselves in a really strong position, but then a change in mindset, the fact that they wanted to survive, they wanted to get through to the end of the day's play, meant that wickets started to tumble. Will Sophie Ecclestone play an important role tomorrow? Absolutely. Hopefully, from an England's point of view, she will feel a little bit more comfortable with the line and the length and the speed that she needs to deliver the ball. But we have certainly got ourselves in for an exciting day's play. India still have a lot to do. The follow-on is 247, and I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Can Harmanpreet Kaur and Dipti Sharma get India first past that total, or will rain play a role? See you tomorrow.